It's March 2nd, 2009. Dwyane Wade is in the prime of his career and is arguably the most explosive guard on the planet. He just went off for another 40-point game against his friend and superstar LeBron James. But in 24 hours, people won't be talking about the epic duel between future Hall of Famers. Instead, they'll be talking about something far more serious: being banned from wearing Band-Aids. In today's video, we'll talk about that and some of the strangest things banned by the NBA. If you enjoyed today's video, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more great content. Let's get into it. Sometimes Band-Aids are needed when players get into it on the hardwood, but according to the NBA, they're not allowed to wear Band-Aids as a fashion statement. Dwyane Wade originally wore a Band-Aid below his left eye after suffering a cut in a game in 2009. But even after the cut healed, the legendary Miami Heat guard took a cue from rapper Nelly and began wearing Band-Aids with sayings or slogans on them as a fashion statement. From wearing Band-Aids with his nickname Flash to the American flag to his last name on them, Wade had a degree of independence in what he chose to wear under his left eye, until the NBA brought his fashion experiment to a quick and sudden end. According to then NBA spokesman Tim Frank, a player can wear a Band-Aid for healthcare purposes, but it shouldn't have any name or identifications on it. While the NBA didn't directly say why fashionable Band-Aids got the axe, the league might have wanted to distance itself from Nelly, who popularized wearing a Band-Aid as a fashion statement. Nelly wore the Band-Aid on his left cheek in a show of solidarity with fellow rapper City Spud of the rap group Saint Lunatics, who was serving 10 years in prison at the time for armed robbery. This next ban doesn't seem to be anything other than the league trying to force conformity among all its players. But one player always consistently wore his headband upside down during his playing days just to be different. None other than Boston Celtics legend Rajon Rondo. There's no rhyme or reason to why Rondo wore his headband upside down, but Commissioner David Stern considered it illegal, even though there was nothing legitimately wrong with wearing them upside down. It's never been said directly, but perhaps Stern was aiming to protect the integrity and image of the league, and saw upside-down headbands as a sign of disrespect. Whatever the reason was, we'll never truly know, but this remains one of the silliest, most trivial bans in NBA history. Sometimes when the association tries to lay down the law, things backfire massively. This was definitely the case with the now iconic red and black Air Jordan 1 shoes. When Michael Jordan was drafted in 1984 with the 3rd overall pick by the Chicago Bulls, he also signed a massive shoe deal with Nike, a 5-year, $2.5 million deal that was 3 times bigger than any other shoe deal at the time. With Michael Jordan as the new face of their company, Nike was poised to sell countless pairs of Air Jordan 1s. The only problem? The shoes violated a league policy that said sneakers worn by all players had to be at least 51% white. The Air Jordan 1s had a color scheme of red and black as a nod to the Bulls, MJ's new team. As a result, Jordan was fined $5,000 for every game he continued to wear the shoes. MJ continued to wear them as Nike paid every single fine. Once word got out about the NBA trying to ban the original pair of Air Jordans, sales exploded. Nike made $126 million off the shoes in the first year alone. Not only that, the shoes symbolized a rebellion against the establishment. The shoes were as unique and different as MJ, and people wanted a piece of that uniqueness for themselves. The Air Jordan 1 was unlike any other shoe that had come before it, but little did anyone know how iconic the shoe or the man wearing them would eventually become. Like the Air Jordan 1s, do-rags are seen by many as a way for players to express their individuality. But in 2000, self-expression clashed with the NBA's rules on player safety, when Sam Perkins of the Indiana Pacers became the first and so far only player to wear a do-rag in an NBA game. Do-rags have long been a part of African American culture and are as unique as the people who wear them. But the NBA has also been extremely strict when it comes to enforcing player safety. Shortly after Sam Perkins wore the do-rag, the NBA ruled that it could possibly pose an injury risk by interfering with a player's vision or movement. It's clear why do-rags are banned, but it remains controversial to this day, along with other forbidden items such as gold chains and ninja-style headbands. But the reason this next item on the list was banned might make you scratch your head. We all know about Pistons legend Rip Hamilton and his famous face mask. What started out as a legit way to protect his broken nose became an iconic part of who he was as a player. But for as much as the fans love Rip, the league felt the exact opposite when it came to black carbon fiber masks. Several NBA superstars have worn black carbon fiber masks to help them recover from injuries. From Kyrie Irving to Joel Embiid to LeBron James, many took turns donning a mask that looked eerily like something out of the Phantom of the Opera. But as the league often does, they spoiled everybody's fun when they banned black carbon fiber masks in 2014. Or rather, they requested that players no longer wear them, and put on clear masks instead. Why? To level the playing field. Some of the league's best players are already tough enough for defenders to guard. But according to Bleacher Report's Ethan Skolnick, if defenders are unable to read opposing players' eyes to find out where they're going to go next, guarding them apparently becomes nearly impossible. While the NBA has its reasons for bans like this one, fans are beginning to compare it to the NFL. The NFL, sometimes called the No Fun League, has gained a notorious reputation for its strict enforcement of rules and regulations. While the black mask may have had a superhero-like look to it, one thing is clear: nobody's going to look like Batman or Robin anytime soon. Players in any sport often use music to get them jacked up before games, so having a pair of earbuds handy is a must. But NBA legend Vince Carter had to find other ways to motivate himself before games, as the league banned earbuds after he wore a pair in 2004. Carter often listened to music on his iPod during his pre-game shoot-around to help him focus on fine-tuning his jump shot. But the NBA soon banned Carter and the other players from using earbuds because they didn't fit the NBA's standard of proper court wear. This explanation by the league is ironic, considering many players such as LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, Nikola Jokic, and others now use headphones to get into the zone before hitting the hardwood. Some even have contracts with specific headphone brands like Beats, Bose, JBL, and Sony. Interestingly enough, Apple's AirPods, which are just wireless earbuds, are also allowed by the league. So one has to ask the question, was this ban really necessary? The NBA is an $8 billion a year business. It's truly a global brand with billions of fans all around the world. But even though it's firmly established, this next ban might be the league's way of protecting itself from outside competition. It all started back in 2013 when Iman Shumpert, who was playing for the Knicks at the time, decided to shave the Adidas logo onto his head as part of his haircut. But the NBA soon cracked down on it and forced him to get rid of it. Other players went even further though. J.R. Smith and Lonzo Ball each got tattoos of the logos for Big Baller Brand and Supreme. Ball was even asked to cover up the logo for his family's famous brand. When the dust settled, the only place where players could have another brand logo was on their shoes. What do you think? Is this strange ban a way for the NBA to protect their business? In 2005, then-Commissioner David Stern was in the middle of trying to clean up what he saw as the NBA's image issues. Stern felt that the NBA had veered too close to being associated with hip-hop culture. So what did he do? He implemented an official NBA dress code that prohibited shorts below the knee. 13 players violated this code, including Allen Iverson and Kyle Korver. This resulted in hefty fines for both players and teams. Every time teams violated the dress code, they were forced to pay $50,000 per violation. The Sixers were hit the hardest as they were forced to shell out $200,000. This truly was a strange ban by the league, and the punishment definitely did not fit the so-called crime. Some bans are necessary for players and fan safety, but others like these will be head-scratchers for decades to come. Which NBA bans did you think were the strangest? Which ones did we miss that didn't make the cut? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.